before I joined the Texas Tornadoes, I always had my band, me and my brother, the Baca brothers, and out of New Mexico, and so I always, would attend the Smithsonian Folklife Festival, and I played it one year with Flaco, and I played it one year with Eva Ibarra, and the times I met Dan Sheehy was the director, is the director still of the Folklife for Folkways, and every time I would talk to him, I would bring him a CD of me and my brother. I'd say, hey Dan, check this out. And so he heard it. He gave it to him, and so like 6, 7, 8 months later, I called him, and he says, "Yeah, Max, I remember you." And I said, "What'd you think?" And he says, "Well, it's good. You guys play good." And back then, back then I was just I didn't have the knowledge rather to know about traditional music and creating an identity and I was just playing music that I'd hear,
Yeah.
from other people.
Right.
So that's what we would record. So he would tell me, well, I think you just he'd say, work on your concept a little bit, work on a concept. And I'd be like, well, what the hell is he talking about? Work on a concept, And so when I formed the Tex Maniacs in '97, well, I got involved with Texas Folklife. Pat Jasper had called me, and she says, "Max, I've heard you guys are making a little buzz. Mm-hmm. You guys, at the time we were getting a lot of press because we got invited to go do a tour in Iraq to play for the troops. So Pat Jasper at the time was the director of the Texas Folklife, and she said, "Hey, well, we have this program that we would like for you to participate on, and become a member of the Folk Alliance." So many years later, Dan Sheehy's the director, right?
Uh-huh.
And so throughout the years, he'd been telling me, you need a concept, you need, you need to work on this and this and that. He kind of directed me in the direction kind of a thing, Mm-hmm. I wanted to record with Folkways so bad,
Yeah.
And but I didn't understand what he meant by you need a concept and you need something, an original concept, So I didn't understand that, but after so many years later, it just everything kind of fell into place. Mm-hmm. And then when we were performing, after we got off stage, he says, "Max, now you have a concept. Now you're ready to record with us." And I was like, wow. So we did the first recording in 2009, and that was titled Borders y Bailes, and that won us our American Grammy, that album, that recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then.
And that was a Grammy for what specific?
It was the category was Best Tejano Album.
Okay.
Best Tejano. It was submitted into Best Tejano Album. Flaco was the guy that kind of took me under his wing when I was a kid, and so I was always with Flaco, because when I was with the Tornadoes and stuff. But then I used to play with Flaco besides the Tornadoes, and everywhere we would go, whether we were in, I remember we were in Paris. And we're sitting in the lobby, and some guy comes up to us. He goes, "Hey, you're Max Baca, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, I would like to get you and Flaco on this recording that we're doing. We have a band here in Paris, France, So everywhere I would be with Flaco, they'd want Flaco to record with them, and then Flaco would say, "Hey, my bajo sexto player," he goes, "and we want that sound, we want that Tex-Mex sound in our music." So everywhere I was with Flaco, Flaco would say, "Hey, Max is here," whatever.
That's great.
And let's, and they say, "Well, that's it." That's how it happened with the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
So.
What?
What? Well, that's how.
I think that may be a story I don't know.
That's what happened with the Rolling Stones. Was we were me and Flaco were touring in L.A. with the Rock Angels, and. It was just me and Flaco, and backstage we got a phone call from Don Was. He was producing the album for the Rolling Stones. He produced Sheryl Crow. He's produced so many different artists. Mm-hmm. So I got I don't know. Somebody said, "Hey, it's they want to speak about Flaco doing a recording." So I get on the phone. I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, man, we heard that Flacco and Max are in town, and we want like to get Flacco to do a Rolling Stones recording, tomorrow. And it happened to be our day off tomorrow, next day. So I said, yes, of course, and yeah, and so I took all the information down and everything, and hung up the phone, and Flacco, and I said, Flacco, I told him what's going on, and then he says, oh, cool, yeah, man, well, we're off tomorrow, we'll go record. He sits down and takes a drink of beer, and goes, who are the Rolling Stones? And I go, Flacco, I go, come on, so the greatest, the Rolling, and then,
Now, how long ago was that?
that was in 1996. So we get to the hotel, right? And so Flacco gets on the phone. He goes, well, let me call and confirm. So he gets on the phone and talks to Don Was. And there he says, yeah, we want you to record and this and that. And we want that sound, that Tex-Mex sound. He says, well, how about I have my Bajo Sexto player, Max Baca. He says, yes, bring him too, Bring him too with, and... So no, sure enough, we get the next day. We go to the studios at A&M Studios in Hollywood, and we get there, and sure enough, Mick Jagger's there, and Keith Richards, and the guys, and I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, I had to psych myself out. I said, I'm going to go meet, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if these guys were going to be having this big parties that I've heard them, that they're big party animals, and this. I didn't know what to expect, But no, when we get there, they're taking care of business, recording an album. Keith Richards sitting in the corner, smoking a cigarette. Mick Jagger's here at the mixer, and they're listening to the tune. And the same name of the song was called "Sweethearts Together." Mm. So they set me up in the room right there with the microphone. They put Flacco in the another room over here, and they said, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and run through the levels. And let's see what it sounds like. So we did the recording. We were just going through levels that we thought, and we finished the song. And then Flacco says, "Okay, man, I think I'm ready to go." And I said, "Yeah, I feel pretty good. Let's go ahead and try to run one." And they said, "We got you already. We already got you guys. It was just the rehearsal thing, And it was like, it was brilliant, because usually that first take is that you capture the character of the person, every time. It never fails, So,
What was the name of the album?
Voodoo Lounge.
Oh.
Voodoo Lounge was the name of the album. As a matter of fact, I have that one right there. That double platinum up there. And there's the picture with
Good grief.
yeah. And Keith Richards, he wanted to buy my Bajo Sexto, He saw it. And he's smoking a cigarette, and he's sitting in the corner, man. And he just when I pulled the Bajo out, he just eyes on like this, like those cartoons, like that kind of a thing. So he saw the Bajo, and he had never seen a Bajo Sexto, And at the time, I had my original Macias, and he comes up, he goes, "What is that thing, man?" I said, "It's the Bajo Sexto." And he says, "Wow, can I see it?" And I go, "Yeah." And I'm like there like that. I'm like, Keith Richards is holding my Bajo, man. Check this out. Nobody's gonna believe me.
I know.
It's like, wow, this is a moment that's like, Yeah. So he's smoking a cigarette, man. And he's like, wow, this is so cool, man. And then that cigarette just fell right on it on the Bajo, right? And the whole cigarette, fell on it, the red thing,
Okay.
so it burned it kind of. I still have that. I never I didn't repair it, and I said that's a special
Oh my God.
burn mark right there. It's going to stay. So and he managed to get some chords, and he tells me, he goes, "Hey," he goes, "I want this. I want it." He goes, "Name your price. Name it. I want it." He was like that, and I was like, "Wow, man!" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know what to think." This is just totally caught me off guard, man.
Right.
And it's like, and I look at Flacco. Flacco says, "Well, I'm thinking, well, 20 grand, 20,000, maybe. My dad gave it to me, when I was younger, when I was about 12, 13 years old." And he says, "Oh, it's sentimental value, man." He goes, "Name your price, man." He goes, "Just name it. Just name your price." And I was like, you know, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to, you know. I could have said, well, just give me $1 million then, man. You know, he would have probably wrote out a check right there, you know, whatever, you know. But I didn't sell it to him. I couldn't, you know, it was a sentimental thing that my dad had given me, you know. And so when I get home after the tour, after, you know, we got home and I told my dad the story, he says, pendejo. He goes, you pendejo. He goes, you could have bought the whole factory, man. He goes, and I'm like, okay, Dad, I'm trying to be, you know, you gave me this.
Trying to honor this
yeah,
gift from a father.
exactly. So
Oh,
that
wow.
was really one of the, I would say, one of the highlights of my career.